Hello everyone and welcome to this event in partnership with Technological University Dublin. My name is Stefania and I will be moderating this webinar on behalf of Docsity. So I see here that our first participants have joined us, so a warm welcome to all of you. Before we commence with our session, we will take a few moments, I promise, to allow everyone to connect. So while we wait, please feel free to say hello or introduce yourself in the chat that you can find here on Zoom. And additionally, we are quite interested in knowing where are you joining us from. So please take a moment to share your location in the chat. And thank you for being a part of this webinar, and we will commencing shortly. Meanwhile, I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know that we have a Q&A session scheduled immediately following the presentation. So this is your moment to engage with our panelists that you can see here. So please feel free to share your questions and curiosity in this Q&A box. And we will be thrilled to answer them at the end of this presentation. Also, if you are interested in receiving the certificate of attendance issued by Docsity, stay tuned because we will give you more information after the session. Especially, you will find everything in the chat shared by me. And so if you ever dreamt of elevating your academic journey in Dublin, today we will delve into the opportunities that await at Technological University Dublin, discovering TUD and its programs and scholarship. I saw that we have few hi and hello in the chat. So hi, John from Berlin, and to all of you that are sharing your location and saying hi in our chat. So now it's my pleasure to introduce you Fiona Canning, Recruitment and Schools Liaison Officer, and Noeline Johnson, Admission Manager at Technological University Dublin. So thank you for being part of this event. And without further ado, let's get started. So Fiona, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. So thanks very much for joining us here at TU Dublin. I know you want to find out a little bit more about us. So I'm one of the school liaison officers, and I'm just going to give you an overview of TU Dublin and what we offer. So we're Ireland's first and largest technological university in Ireland. There are 4 other technological universities located in different regions throughout Ireland. We're the Dublin-based one, and I'm sure you're all aware that Dublin is the capital city of Ireland. So at TU Dublin, we offer a wide range of different programs and disciplines. You can start your journey with us if you wish by completing a 2-year higher cert, which is a level 6. You could go on and do 3rd year, which is your ordinary bachelor degree, and then progress to your honours bachelor degree. But we would find a lot of students decide straight away that they want to do a 4-year honours degree with us, which is your level 8. And if you're really enjoying your time at TU Dublin, you can stay on for postgraduate studies, or at that stage, you might decide you want to go to another Irish university to complete postgraduate studies. So at TU Dublin, we have a lot of different courses on offer, specifically in the areas of business, arts, sciences, engineering, and technology. We have over 30,000 students studying with us at the moment, so we're considered one of the largest universities in Ireland. Just do bear in mind, every year at TU Dublin, we would take in a lot of Irish Leaving Cert students who have completed their studies. We take in mature students. They're students that are over 23 that decide to go back to gain an academic qualification. We also have students that did their Irish Leaving Cert and then did a 1-year PLC, a post-leaving certificate course. And then we have students like yourselves coming from European destinations, along with students from other countries across the world. So there's a nice mixture of different students across all our different courses. So the slide you're currently seeing is our campus locations in Dublin. Do bear in mind we have 5 campus locations. The first one there you see is our Blanchardstown campus, which is located in Dublin 15. So that means it's about 12 kilometres from our city centre of O'Connell Street, the main thoroughfare. At the Blanchardstown campus, there's approximately 3,500 students studying there. Sort of courses we have on offer in Blanchardstown include courses in business, we do courses in engineering, computing courses, and then we have some humanity courses there as well. Just to say, if you were living in city centre and were studying in Blanchardstown, there's a regular bus service that goes out to a large shopping centre in that area. And then we have a shuttle bus that goes up very regularly from that shopping centre to the campus. It would be about a 20-minute walk from that shopping centre. And there's also a train service that comes out from the city centre to near enough to the campus. Next, then, we have our Tala campus in Dublin 24. So it's located in South Dublin. It's approximately 13 kilometres from city centre. With that campus, you can get the Lewis, and the Lewis comes from O'Connell Street in city centre and brings you quite close to that campus. There is also quite a wide variety of different bus services available. We then have our Ainger Street campus in Dublin too, so that's a city centre location. Ainger Street campus have a lot of different business courses on offer. We have our Bolton Street campus, which is in Dublin 1, again a city centre location. On the Bolton Street campus, they offer courses in architecture. They have a lot of different engineering programmes, and they do some built environment courses as well. And then we have our Grangegorman campus, which is located very close to city centre. It's our newest and our largest campus, with over 12,000 students studying there at the moment. The sort of courses that you can do in the Grangegorman campus include courses in science and health, some computing courses. We do music and drama. We do creative arts, design and media. We have some law courses, and then we do culinary arts, hospitality and tourism there. The Grangegorman campus is really a state-of-the-art facility, I think, because it's our newest campus. It just opened 3 years ago. To gain access to that campus transport-wise, it's about a 15-minute walk from O'Connell Street, which is the main thoroughfare in Dublin city centre. But if you don't feel like walking, the Lewis line again takes you from O'Connell Street to right outside the door of that campus. The important thing to mention about those campus locations, no matter what campus you're studying in, we will all state quite clearly from the beginning what course is taking place there when you're making your application, because do bear in mind there is duplication of some courses. For example, you could take a business course in Ainger Street, but there is business courses also in Tala and Blanchardstown. Blanchardstown, Tala and Bolton Street offer engineering programmes, and then Tala and Grangegorman offer science courses. So it's very important to take a note of which campus location you're applying to. We state that very clearly on our website within each course webpage if you're reviewing a course, and we also state it in the Central Applications Handbook, the CAO, which is the area you have to go through if you're making an application to TU Dublin. So why would you think about coming to TU Dublin? Well, first of all, as I've said already, we're Ireland's first technological university and one of the largest universities with over 30,000 students. Just to say, because we're a very large university, it doesn't mean that lecturing staff don't get to know your students. You're more than just a number. And what that means is, while you might be in a very large lecture setting of maybe 199 other students, we break you up into tutorial groups, and that's where you'd meet a lecturer again, maybe in a group of 20 or 30. You might want to ask a question of something that was covered that you didn't understand. A nice feature that we've built into a lot of our courses is we offer work placement while you're studying with us. That normally occurs in third year of your programme. It could be for the full of third year, or it could be for the half of your third year. I'm glad to say that at this stage, a lot of those work placements are paid, that students do receive a payment from the employer while they're with them. And it's your opportunity to put into practice what you have been learning. Employers like that aspect of our programmes because you're very much work ready when you leave and graduate from TU Dublin. Even when you're going for job interviews, the fact that you've done a work placement, you're going to be able to talk about that work placement, what you did, what you learned. So you're at a distinct advantage maybe to compare to a student that has graduated and didn't do a work placement. We also have the ladder system of progression, and I'll explain that in a further slide. So just continuing on the theme of why choose TU Dublin, I hope I've made you familiar with our 5 campus locations of Blanchardstown, Tala, Ainger Street, Bolton Street and Grange Gorman. There are 5 campuses. For applications for 2024, we have over 140 courses on offer through the Central Applications Office. I will talk to you in a little bit more detail in a further on slide, but just to say what we don't have, we don't offer any medicine courses nor veterinary courses, and we don't have any nursing courses. But after that, there's so many different courses that you can choose from. Apart from having work placement on a lot of our courses, we also offer the opportunity to study abroad. And yes, even though if you've come from abroad to study in Ireland, in the 3rd year of your course, it might be for the full of 3rd year or half of 3rd year, there is that opportunity to participate on the Erasmus programme. We have links with a large number of European universities. And that's where students can go there and they study there and they take the exams there. It's considered part of their programme. And you don't necessarily have to have a specific European language to participate on Erasmus, because a lot of those European colleges, they offer their courses through English. We have links with further colleges abroad, places like Canada and Australia as well. So that's a nice feature if it's part of your programme. The slide you're currently seeing is the ladder progression system. So just to tell you a little bit more about that, I did mention at the beginning of this presentation that a lot of students sign up for a 4 years honours degree, which is your level 8, and that's absolutely fine. You can do that on your CAO application. But do bear in mind, you can also come on the ladder progression system. So what that really means is you are taking your award on a phase basis. You might decide to sign up to a level 6, a 2-year higher certificate. At the end of the 2 years, once you've passed all your exams, you will receive that award, a higher certificate. You might be quite happy to go and look for a job at that stage or return to your own country, and we will give you an award. Or you might decide, well, I've done a higher certificate, I would now like to do 3rd year. Or for some courses, there isn't a higher certificate. You have to start by doing an ordinary degree, a level 7. But at the end of the 3 years or the 3rd year, again, we will give you an award and you might decide you want to leave at that stage. Or you might say, well, I've come this far, I'd like to stay on for 4th year and get my honours degree. And we will give you a place in 4th year once you've passed all your exams. That system, we always recommend to students, do consider that system when you're making your CAO application. The reason we say that is the CAO points for those specific courses are slightly lower, as are the entry requirements. And for a lot of our courses, you're going to be sitting in the exact same class as students that signed up for the 4-year level 8 honours degree. They had to have more CAO points than you. They've made a commitment to be there for 4 years, whereas you're taking it on the ladder progression system. Okay, so then just to tell you a little bit more about our courses. So first of all, for the 140 courses we have on offer, we have broken them into specific disciplines. So we've 12 disciplines in operation at TU Dublin. We've got architecture and built environment. We do business courses. We have computing, IT, data analytics and maths. We do creative arts, design and media. We do culinary, hospitality and tourism. We have a nice array of different engineering programs. We do music and drama. We have some law courses, some language courses, a wide variety of different science and health courses. We do social science and education. There are humanity courses. And then we have sports and leisure courses. So just looking at some of our courses in more detail, the slide there you see is our architecture and built environment discipline. So these particular courses happen on our Bolton Street campus. I find I'm the school liaison officer. I go out and visit a lot of schools in Ireland. We go to different careers exhibitions, and one course I'm always asked about would be our architecture programme. The first thing to say about that particular programme is it takes you 5 years to get your honours degree. It's the only course that takes 5 years to get an honours degree at TU Dublin. You will see there the points for CAO applicants for 23 came in at 645 points, as they did the previous year. I would just like to say for that particular course, apart from making your central applications application, CAO, you also have to do a bit of additional work. And what you have to do is you have to do a suitability test. You must do an interview, and at the interview, you are required to submit a portfolio. But there is 200 points going towards those 3 specific areas. So the points were actually 445 points. I would say to you, if you're thinking about following a course of study in architecture, do look at it in our website in more detail. We tell you some information about what you should be putting on your portfolio. We tell you about the interview process, and there is a contact name of the head of School of Architecture who's more than happy to take any questions you have about the architecture programme, including the portfolio and interview that you have to undertake. There's other courses there as well in the area of built environment. We've got construction management, we've got evaluation, estate agency. They're all popular courses with us. We've now moved on to the slide of business, and we've a lot of different business courses, mostly happening in Ainger Street, some on the Blanchardstown campus and some on the Tala campus. Some of you might be looking at that slide and saying, what's that meaning there, AQA, the points requirement in 2023? That just meant once you had met the minimum entry requirements, you would have gained a place on those courses. So we have a nice variety of different programs in business, and some very specific ones, like you could do accounting and finance, and we have those on offer in Tala, in Blanchardstown, and also on the Ainger Street campus. We would find a lot of students who do that 4-year honours degree in accounting and finance. They make the decision that they would like to go on and become professional accountants. And because they've done an honours degree at TU Dublin, they can do that. They have a further 2 years of study. Normally it would be a further 3 years of study, but because they have our honours degree, they're exempt from year 1 of the professional accountancy exams. So our graduates, what they do is they would normally work in major accountancy firms in the Dublin area. They would start with them on a graduateship programme. They'd be spending 2 years with those accountancy firms. The accountancy firms would pay their exam fees. They give them study leave. It's not a huge salary starting off with those accountancy firms, but when you qualify as a professional accountant, it is a very attractive salary. The bottom course there that you're seeing, the Business and Management course in Ainger Street, a 4-year honours degree, that's very popular with us every year. We take in a large volume of students, 135 were taken in for just this current year, and there is a work placement on that in 3rd year. We have other courses, Nolene, if you want to flick on to the next slide, we have other courses specific in business as well. Nice feature there is the general entry courses. With the general entry course, you'll see it there, we have it in business in the Blanchardstown campus. You could opt to do business, business and IT, or international business. Tala have it, their options are international business, general business, management, or marketing. With those courses, it just means you apply for general entry 1st year with the Central Applications Office. And for the first few weeks when you start with us, you can just move around those courses, but then you make a commitment which one you want to exactly follow. The lecturers are there to guide you and give you a lot of information during those first few weeks when you start with us. And then we've other specific business courses. We have human resource management, we do event management, we have economics and finance. So moving on then to computing, data and maths courses, we have different courses across the computing area. We find employers really like our computing courses because when you graduate at TU Dublin, you have done very practical aspects of computings. we find there's an awful lot of multinational companies set up in Ireland, and they like our graduates because they've done practical aspects of computing. One particular one there that I'm looking at is computer science. We've 3 branches of that. We do computer science, you could do computer science infrastructure, or you could do computer science international. They're very popular courses with us happening on the Grangegorman campus. Very much the first 2 years is dedicated to programming and networking. Third year, then you will go out on a work placement, the second half of third year, and then fourth year you come back to us and you complete a major project on something you have studied the previous 3 years. Digital forensics and cybersecurity, another popular one with us, happens on the Blanchardstown campus. First 2 years is very much programming and networking. Third year and fourth year is dedicated to digital forensics and cybersecurity. And we would find, you know, a lot of companies now hire specialists in that specific area to prevent hacking happening. Years ago, if a hacker broke into an organization's computer system, they'd hire a specialist in this area. Whereas nowadays, a large volume of companies have their own specific specialist in this area. They have all the latest up-to-date equipment on the Blanchardstown campus. And lecturers from that course would often say, you know, if they meet graduates a few years after they qualify, they're on very good salaries, better salaries than lecturing staff. And then we do a cloud computing course on the Tala campus. So moving along then to creative arts, design and media, and there are very much our creative courses at TU Dublin. Majority of them happen on the Grangegorman campus. So you have anything from journalism, film and broadcasting, interior design, photography, visual merchandising. Blanchardstown and Tala do specific courses in creative digital media and then media production and digital arts. They're all very, very practical courses. You'll note that there's 1 or 2 that has in brackets the words restricted. What that means is, apart from filling in your CAO application form, you have to do something additional. And it means in those cases, you must submit a portfolio. Again, on the website, on the course pages of those courses, we give you more information about the portfolio that you have to submit, along with contact details of what exactly you should be putting into the portfolio. Moving along then to culinary, hospitality and tourism. So we've a nice variety of those particular courses. I always enjoy when I go into the Grangegorman campus, you know, the facilities there they have for students. They've large kitchens, you know, they've a large lecture theatre, they're able to do cookery demonstrations while they're lecturing. So very much geared towards students who maybe want to become chefs, or maybe a restaurant manager, a bar manager, or a hotel manager. Very, very practical courses. You will have the opportunity to participate on Erasmus in third year, or to go on a work placement on any of those courses. And just to say, Tala have 3 specific areas in the areas of culinary, hospitality and tourism. So moving on to our engineering programs. So our engineering programs are always very popular. Again, very, very practical courses. You will cover theory aspects of engineering, but you will be based in the lab a lot of the time doing engineering. So you have anything from civil engineering to mechanical engineering to computer engineering. We do that general entry engineering. There's some on the next slide as well, Nolene. The general entry engineering is a popular one with us. You'll see it midway down on the slide. We take in a very big number every year, 160 students. What's nice about that course is it's general entry engineering first year, and then after first year, there's a number of different areas you can branch into in the engineering field. You'll have a better idea at that stage what you particularly liked about engineering. Moving on then to our law courses. So we do law on its own, or you can do law with a language. They happen on the Grangegorman campus. Just to say, some students who opt to do the law course decide they want to go on and become barristers or solicitors. And the fact that you've done an honours degree at TU Dublin, you will gain admission to Blackhall Place in Dublin. And that's where you can go on and continue your studies as a barrister or a solicitor. It will take you a further 32 months of study. We then offer music and drama courses. They happen on the Grangegorman campus. Do please note, if you're interested in the music course at TU Dublin for this year, it's application directly to TU Dublin. And for the drama and the music courses, you will have to perform an audition as part of the application process. They're quite small class sizes, but again, on the Grangegorman campus, they have excellent facilities for the students. They have their own recital hall, they have their own black box theatre, their own stages, their own performing rooms. So our sciences and health courses are always very popular, and we have different variety of different courses in that specific area. We're the only college that offer optometry in Ireland. So that's, you know, if you want to do eyesight testing and prescribing glasses, there is an optometry clinic on the Grangegorman campus that the students work in. You will also do a work placement on that course. We do clinical work measurement. That's another interesting course in that that's where you're involved in the diagnosing and treatment of patients. You will end up working in a hospital setting. You will do a work placement as well. We do human nutrition and dietetics. That's a very popular one with ours every year. Small enough class size, just of 25 students. You will qualify as a dietitian. You will do a work placement. And just to mention about that course, if you study that at TU Dublin, for the second half of third year, you will be based in another university. It's Trinity College Dublin. And then moving on to our humanity courses. So we offer social science and education programs. So what I'm talking about there would be our early childhood care and education programs. We've applied social care. And then on the Blanchardstown campus, they do a community and youth development course. They're again very, very practical courses. You will definitely be doing work placement if you're studying any of those courses. We have very practical rooms in all of those locations. I always love going into the early childhood education room. You know, they bring in young children from local primary schools. They have an outdoor play area. So very, very practical courses. And the lecturers that lecture on all of those courses, they have worked in these areas. So they bring that experience to the classroom. Excuse me. And finally, then we do sports and leisure courses. So with our sports and leisure courses, we have them on offer in Blanchardstown, Tala and Grangegorman. I would say if you're interested in a sports course, please do look at them in more detail on our website because they're very, very different programs. The sports management and coaching course in the Blanchardstown campus, that's doing business subjects along with doing sports management and coaching. So while you might want to do sport, you will be doing business subjects each year as well. We give you the business background that when you qualify, you might work in a gym or a leisure centre. You will have qualified also as a personal trainer. So you have that business background maybe to set up your own business, to pay staff salaries, to take in membership fees. Tala then do a sports science and health program. That's always a popular one. With that particular course, you're going to do some science subjects as well as doing sport and health. And then Grangegorman offer the sports and leisure management course in Grangegorman. So I'm going to hand you over to Nolene now. Nolene is going to talk to you a little bit more about application procedures if you want to study at TU Dublin.
Hi, thanks Fiona. You had a lot of courses to get through there. Yes, I'm Nolene Johnson and I work in the admissions office in TU Dublin. So the screen you're looking at there just talks about the different courses and the entry requirements. And, you can see here, maybe we just take the top one here, optometry, level 8. You can see each course has its own CAO code. So for TU Dublin, the code is TU 871. You can see it's 4 years duration and you can see the location. Now, all this information is available on the TU Dublin website and it's also available on the CAO website. So when you're looking up a course, you're applying for a course, that code is very important, the TU871, so we know what course you're applying for. Then you'll see the subjects that you need to, so for an Irish Leaving Cert applicant applying, they have to have 6 subjects in the Leaving Cert. And then we specify how many subjects they need at higher level. And we specify the grade they need in math and the grade they need in English and Irish. And then some courses have specific grades in, you may require a specific grade in physics, chemistry, or biology. So all this information is on our website, and it's very important. When you decide to apply for a course, you need to research that course. You need to go to the course page on our website. You need to look at what are the entry requirements. And when you apply from the EU, we will look at the qualification that you're presenting. For example, if you're coming with the International Baccalaureate, as an example, we will look at how many points, whether you got your diploma, how many subjects you had at higher level, how many subjects you had at standard level, if you had English, if you have maths. So all of that will need to be assessed, okay? So I suppose the starting point for an applicant is to go to the TU Dublin website, look at the courses that you're interested in. You can see Fiona went through, I think, about 140 courses, was there, Fiona? So there's lots of choice there, but you need to look at the entry requirements for each of the courses, because some of the courses, as I said there, for example, they may require physics or chemistry or biology, and they'll require it at a certain grade. So you need to ensure that you're taking those modules in your final school leaving exams. I hope that makes sense. I'm going. This slide is particularly relevant to our own Irish Leaving Cert students, but EU applicants presenting EU qualifications, the International Baccalaureate or the, you know, the STAMA, the STATO, or whatever, they will all be, we will assess every applicant. Okay, so I want to talk to you about how to apply. You probably have not heard of the Central Applications Office in Ireland. It's called the CAO. It's abbreviated as the CAO. And if you go to the website, www.cao.ie, there is a lot of information there for you to read. Everything you need to know about applying to university and colleges in Ireland is there, all right? So when you apply through the CAO, you can apply to 10 universities on the one application. You make one application and you can apply to TU Dublin, you can apply to a university in Galway, you can apply to a university in Waterford, in Carlow, in Kerry, in Cork. So you can apply to universities all over the country in Ireland through the Central Applications Office, through the CAO. And just to be clear, when people talk about the Central Applications Office, that's CAO, cao.ie. So when you're applying through the CAO, you list your courses, and you can list up to 10 courses on your level 6-7 list, and you can list up to 10 courses on a level 8 list. Okay, so you've got 2 columns on your CAO application. You've got a level 6-7 list of courses, and you've got a level 8 list of courses. And you can apply for 10 courses on the level 6-7 across any university, and you can apply for 10 across any university in Ireland. So you're applying to multi-universities, one application. Now, what's very important is order of preference. So if you want to study computing and you want to study it in our Grange Gorman campus, which is closest to the city, you need to put that at a higher preference. Now, to get into computing in city, it's highly competitive, very popular courses. We offer computing in Tallaght, and Tallaght campus has a very good Lewis line. We have a very good Lewis. It's a fast commute from the city out to Tallaght. If you want to come to Blanchardstown to study computing, you will come by bus if you're living in the city. And sometimes it's easier to get accommodation outside of the city centre. So it might suit you to study in Blanchardstown and Tallaght, where we have more places and where there's more accommodation. But when you're applying for courses, order of preference is key. So if you got offered your first level 8 preference, you'll never be offered anything lower on that list. You can only ever be offered higher. So just say in our first round of offers, you got your fifth preference on your list. Then in the next round, you may get a higher offer. You could get, if we still have places, you could get a higher offer, your first, second, or third, or fourth, but you can never get offered lower. The order of preference is key. We do find that some students don't understand that, and they'll decide if they got their first preference, oh, I didn't want that, I want one of my lower preferences. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We can't make an offer on a lower preference if the course is full. So you need to get that right. Also, location, Fiona's talked about that. Location is very important, because if you get offered computing in Tallaght, some students might ask for a transfer, say, oh, my friends are going to Blanchardstown, I want to transfer. Unfortunately, when a course is full, we can't move students around that easily. So you need to get your application correct, okay? So the great news is we're open for applications now, so you can start applying immediately. We would ask you to apply before the 1st of February, 5 p.m. the 1st of February. That's the closing date, okay? I should say you must apply before 5 p.m. on the 1st of February, all right? And then we also have it, there's also a document there on the country entry requirements. So I know we have students there, I saw on the chat when we were starting, there was someone from Berlin and there was someone from Spain, and I'm sure there are other countries as well. I just saw those two, when I saw Berlin there, a city, I know it's in Germany. Sorry, so I did see some cities being thrown up there. So, but you can go to this document on the CAO website, all right? And it will tell you what qualifications we look for from your country. So what qualifications we expect the applicant to have to get entry into our university. Okay, so we would look at, just say, for example, I'm going to use the Stamat Stato from Italy. We would look at that and we would say that is the qualification we would expect a student to present to get into our university. And not only do you need to have that, then you have to have the subject grades, and then we will calculate we'll calculate points based on your school leaving results. So I'm just going to refer you to that document to look at your country and look at the qualifications that we would be looking for to gain entry to our undergraduate degree courses. Now, the next bit is very important. If you completed your secondary school exams prior to September 23, so if you've already done your secondary school final exams, we would expect you to submit those documents to the CAO by the 31st of March or earlier. So if you did your school leaving exams last July, just say July gone, and you have your certificate, or you have, just say, the International Baccalaureate, you have your award, your final diploma, we want that transcript to be sent to the CAO before the 31st of March. So we can assess all those early applicants in time for an offer. All the universities will make their offers through the CAO in late August. This year it was the 31st of August, so that we call that round one offers. Now, if a course fills in round one, we won't be making further offers in round two, round three, or round four. But if we still have places after round one, we will make offers in round two and round three and round four. What's really important is if you did your final school exams, just say in July gone, and you don't send us your results until August, that's very late, because at that point we're receiving all the results for the current final year students. I hope I'm explaining that well. So at the moment we have a lot of students in their final year of secondary school, and we will be getting all their results in late July and August, and we have to assess all of those. So what we want is students who have previously done their school leaving exams, get your transcripts to us early so we can assess you and have our assessments done on you first. Okay? Excuse me. I've probably talked a little bit about that, so I hope you understand that. That's good. Now, what documents are required? And that is also explained in the document up here that I've given you the URL to. And I also put a link to that document in the chat. So when you logged in, at the very top of the chat, there is a link to this document on the CAO website. So that will also go through what documents you're required to submit to us. Every year, we will get a phone call after the offers go out, and an applicant will say, I didn't get an offer from you. And it will be because they didn't send their final results. They didn't send their official exam results. Sometimes they will send school reports, a Christmas report or a May report. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the final award. We need to see the final award. And also, we would need to see the finals. I know for some countries, you'll get an award in, and you have to take a number of subjects. Like I think it's in the Czech Republic, you'll have to take core modules, and there's some core modules and optional modules. But then we also need your final school leaving exam results so that we can see if you took other modules that are required. And because it just say for in the Czech Republic, you might take the Czech language, you might take English, you might take maths, but you might also need science or biology to get into certain courses. So you'd need to submit your school leaving exam results so that we can see those results also. Okay, so the documents required a copy of your official exam results and the diploma plus certified English translation. Unfortunately, I don't speak all the European languages. I won't be able to translate your results. So we will need the original. So we need the original from your country, and we also need a certified translation. Okay, so you can get that certified stamp to say that's a true copy of the original. All right. So just to recap, you can apply now. You apply through the CAO. We're open for applications. You can list many universities in Ireland on that one application. Order of preference is key, and the campus location is key. What documents you're going to submit to it, that's all covered on the CAO website. What documents we require from you, the English language requirements, you need to post those through to the CAO. Okay, the CAO don't currently have an upload facility, so you're going to have to post those documents, and the address is on the CAO website. So you need to get those and get those to us as soon as possible. And I'm just going to explain one more thing on those documents. If we make the offers on the 31st of August this year, last year was 31st of August, we made our round one offers, and you don't submit your documents to us until after the 31st of August, you won't have received an offer and the course could be full. So when you get your results, you need to get them to the CAO immediately. And also, if we get them 3 days before the offers go out, we wouldn't have time to process hundreds. Like last year, TU Dublin got approximately 2,000 applications from EU applicants. So it's a very competitive process. You're competing for places with the Irish Leaving Certificate students and other European applicants. I think that's all I really want to tell you about applying. On the CAO website as well, there are offer dates. The CAO puts up the dates that they will be making the offers to applicants. So it's usually the end of August. We do get requests from applicants to be assessed early and to be told if they have a place, but unfortunately we can't tell you early. We will make offers when we're making to all our Irish Leaving Cert students also, because it's based on points, it's based on merit. So we have to get our Irish Leaving Cert results, and then we get all the European, and we put them all together and we calculate the points and we offer places in order of merit. Okay, so unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to confirm before the round one offers if we have a place for you. Okay, I'll move on now. Fiona, do you want to talk about the CAO hub?
Yeah, I'm conscious our time is
Yes.
nearly up, so I'll try and fly through these next few slides as quickly as possible. Okay, so just for if you're looking for information about TU Dublin, the best place you can go to is our website. It's tudublin.ie. But if you do tudublin.ie/CAO, that's where you will see all the information about each individual course, what the entry requirements are, what sort of modules you can study, what sort of career you can get after qualifying. So it's definitely in your interest to go to the website for more information. You can flick on, Nolene.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of questions.
Just to touch on the services available on campuses for all our full-time students. So I noticed in the chat box already, students, and it's quite understandable if you're coming from Europe to live in Ireland, you want to know about accommodation. So the first thing to say about accommodation is we don't have any on-site accommodation on any of our campuses. What we do have is we have links with student hubs in city centre, and that's where you would stay in apartments, maybe with 3 other students. They might be studying in TU Dublin, or they might be studying in another location. And the other thing we have then is we have a register of host families that take in students that you reside with an Irish family while you're studying at TU Dublin. It's quite expensive to come to Ireland to study. I'm aware of that. And not only that, it's quite competitive in the Dublin area looking for accommodation. There's approximately 6 other universities in Dublin. And I always feel sorry for first year students because they don't know if they've got places until the end of August. Whereas returning second, third and fourth year students have their exam results in early June. They can look for accommodation over the summer and have it secured. Cost-wise, the student hubs, you're talking about approximately €1,000 plus a month for the student hub accommodation, slightly cheaper for the host families in the region of €800 plus a month, slightly cheaper again if you're in Blanchardstown or Tala, because it's not city centre, it's a little bit less expensive. We do have medical centres on all our campuses. The medical centres are free to all our full-time students. There's nurses there. They decide if you need to see a doctor. There's student counsellors there as well. And Nolene has put up the slide on accommodation. Just that's the contact details of student accommodation. Definitely, send them an email or give them a telephone call if you want to know more information or need assistance with accommodation. There's lots of activities going on in student life at TU Dublin while you're with us. Your ultimate goal is to gain an academic qualification, but there's lots of different clubs and societies you can sign up to. There's gyms on all our campuses except Ainger Street that students can use. Your time to take a bit of time out from your studies, good way to get to know other students outside of your course then as well. So I think that's it for now. I'm sure there is questions that you want to ask us, so feel free to pop them into the chat box there and Stefana will go through them and we'll try and answer them as best we can. Thanks for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much, Nolene and Fiona. You already replied to a few questions, so let's go through the one that I got here. So Sabina is asking, do you have any scholarship program for postgraduate students?
No, do we, Nolene? Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. A scholarship for who?
Postgraduate.
Okay, not for postgraduate. No.
Okay. And they are also asking an interesting question. Is there a minimum level of English proficiency required for university enrollment?
Yes, absolutely. So we would require the applicant to have English in their second level exam, in their final exam. Does that make sense, that terminology for you? Their final school leaving exams, we would expect a certain level of English in their final school leaving exams. And if they don't reach that requirement, they can take one of the recognized tests of English, which is in the document I spoke about on the CAO website and is also at our own website. So if a student just say doesn't meet the requirement through their final school exam, they could take the Duolingo, and we look for a mark of 120 in the Duolingo with a minimum score of 110 in each component. We also take the IELTS. You're probably familiar with the IELTS. So there's other recognized English tests that we accept, and they're listed on our website and they're listed in that document on the CIO website.
Okay, perfect. And Andrea is asking, can the culinary arts course be integrated with the food science course? I would like to be able to study both aspects.
No, they're two different courses. So no, they're not integrated together. There's not an option to study modules one from the other. The food science course, though, does cover some culinary aspects. What I'd be saying is go into our website and look at those courses in more detail. Only recently we have put a lot of more information up about each module that you'll study on those courses. So you'll be able to see exactly the modules you'll study each year together with learning outcomes. Yeah.
Okay. And also related to English language, we got one that is, once you enter in the college, is it possible to take courses to improve your English level?
Not really. That's not, no. I'm sure there are other colleges around the city that would offer English courses at night, but not in the university. No, we don't offer English language courses in the university.
I know there's some libraries that offer conversational English, and sometimes it's understandable. And, you know, we sometimes take talking in English for granted and we talk quite fast. And, and you even said it, Stefana, the Irish accent itself. You know, there is some conversation classes that you could join for the first few weeks, and a lot of them are free and offered in libraries in the Dublin area.
Good idea.
Thank you for the advice. Also, there are a few coffee, for example, offering the tandem languages courses, or you can just have a chit chat in the coffee places. So you can also improve your daily life English. Yep. They are also asking if you are offering online classes.
Offering what sort of classes? Sorry, I missed that.
Online classes.
No, that's a good question. I suppose during COVID, all of our lecturers had to go remotely, but now we're all back on campuses. It does happen occasionally, you know, if students just maybe have one afternoon class or something, the lecturer might offer to complete it virtually. But for the vast majority of cases, it's a compulsory attendance on campus. Yeah. And one thing I know we didn't get to it in the presentation. Just some of you might be wondering about fees. We didn't do a specific slide about that, but just currently, as far as we're aware, all EU nationals pay the same rate as Irish students, and that's currently €3,000 per year.
Okay, thank you. We got a question that is there any scholarship for international students?
No, afraid not. No.
And as Fiona said, the fee that you've outlined, it's for EU, the 3,000 fee per year is for EU nationals who've lived in an EU country for 3 the last 5 years. So, you know, you must also have the residency and the nationality to qualify for that rate of fee.
Okay, thank you. And we also got a few questions that are more personal, like Geoffrey is asking, I finished a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Business. Is it possible to cover some business courses?
Now, is he looking to, okay, so he's done agricultural science with business. So would he like to progress and do a master's in business? I wonder. We do offer a master's in business, yes. And all our postgraduate courses are listed on the TU Dublin website. And sorry, I should clarify, when I was talking about applying through the CAO, that is for undergraduate courses. That's for level 6, 7, and 8 undergraduate. For postgraduate courses, you apply directly to TU Dublin. You don't apply through the CAO for postgraduate courses. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you. And also, Claire is asking, I'm 34, living in Greece, and want to study again in a different field, ideally architecture. Would the university encourage that, or the age would suggest a different path?
No, there's no age limit to any of our courses. You know, we've had a variety of different age groups. You know, we have the mature students over 23, anything from 23 right up to, I think 70 was our oldest. We had a horticulture student some years ago. So yeah, there's no time age limit on any of our courses. No, and there is a nice variety of mature students in all our courses. And we always find the mature students seem to do really well on their courses. I suppose they've kind of, you know, put a lot into coming back to college to maybe to gain an academic qualification.
And the younger students tend to benefit from having the mature students on the course, and they usually have a great relationship, don't they, Fiona? You'd often find that they'd look to the older mature students sometimes for a bit of guidance, and and then the mature student may not have the confidence that the younger student. So there's a great dynamic when you have a mix in the class.
Thank you for sharing. I think that this is really stimulating for a lot of students here. So the last question. Jenny is asking if you promote activities for international students, so activities that are specific for international students.
Yeah, like I said, there's lots of different clubs and societies you can join, but there is an international society every year that students can join. And I know we would take in a lot of, say, Erasmus students that maybe come for just one semester or one full academic year. They usually set up an Erasmus society as well. And they sometimes do specific things for European and international students, like going on trips. There's lots of lovely places to see in Ireland. So they organise different trips then as well, cultural trips.
Amazing. So at this point, I think that we are done with the questions. So thanks again to our panelists to be with us today. And thanks everyone to have joined us and have been so curious and responsive, making a lot of questions. I hope you learned a lot about Technological University Dublin and that this webinar helps you to make the decision to study there and to move in Ireland. So if you're interested in receive our certificate of attendance, you can click on the link that I'm sharing just right now in the chat with you. And I also like to remind you that we will share the recording with you in the following days. So please keep an eye on your email. You will find the recording there. And as last, I would ask to the panelists if you want to leave a message before saying goodbye to our students.
Well, hopefully we'll see you soon in Dublin. You're very welcome.
Yeah, and please feel free. There's lots of contact details on our website of different people to contact. Just if there's something we haven't answered, or while you're looking at something, you see something you want to ask, you know, we have a chat function on our website if you want to ask any questions at all. And thank you for listening and joining us this evening. We hope you enjoyed the talk. And as Nolene says, hopefully we might see some of you on one of our campuses in September.
So thanks again, everyone. I hope to see you again in the next webinar. And it was a pleasure for me. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.